Both your strands need to be 5 feet long, and if you're doing a 4-color lanyard like this one, all 4 of your strands need to be 5 feet long. So what you're going to do is you're going to make 70 stitches, and then once you do that 71st stitch, you're going to take the lanyard and make it curl into itself, and it's going to work, and it's going to make a little fish pattern or ribbon, whatever you choose. And I think I'm going to do circle stitches with this one. So I have kind of like a brown and a mint green, so you have like a chocolate mint kind of thing. Mint chocolate. I'm going to do 70 stitches, and this is my first. So you already see the lanyard starting to form, and you're going to keep going until you have 70 stitches. Right, so I got it the length I need it to be. So what you're going to do, you're going to take it and you're going to bring it over like that. And you can already see the shape starting to form. So it looks like a number 6 right now. And you're going to do another circle stitch right over that. And it's okay if this is loose, because you can push it and like pull it tight later. Making sure this isn't twisted. Bring that through. And you can also make the stitch and then just stick the lanyard through it and then tighten it up as well. Just like that. And the stitch is going to be really stretched out like that, but that's okay. You're going to do a stitch right over that. And it's going to tighten itself up. And that's going to count as one of your stitches for this end of the lanyard. Whether you're making this a ribbon or a fish, this adds a little bit of length to it, as all stitches do. And you can count how many stitches are above this strand right here. Count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and the 11th for the starting stitch. So you can do 10 or 11 here. Well, I just did 1 plus that stitch right over it, so that's 1, and I'm gonna get to 11. Just keep making stitches right over that. And this is kind of going to the side, so I'm going to push it back so it's going straight. Alright, I'm gonna keep going now. Alright, so I've got it in the shape I want, and if you're gonna keep this as a ribbon, you can either do a finishing stitch here, or you can just use super glue to just give it a little flat end, and then you can cut these off. But if you're like me and you're gonna make this a fish, pay attention to what I'm doing next. And there is a mistake in here, actually. There's a bit of a twist with this strand right here, which makes me mad, but I'll get over it. So basically we're going to take the strands and we're going to do a stitch that I don't think I've done before on this channel. No, I haven't actually. So your strand is on the right, your front strand, and you're going to fold it into a little loop like that. You're going to take your back strand of the same color and you're going to bring it around this strand on the side, which is my brown, just like that. And take that left strand, and you're going to bring that over this loop and under that loop. And make sure that's not twisting. I'm going to take this loop over here, or this strand over here, make sure that's not twisting. It's not. And this is going away, but I'm going to bring it over this strand. Through that loop. This is going to be tilted to the side a little bit because this is a circle lanyard, not a square. If you did a circle anyway. So you kind of have a little square stitch right there. And I'm going to be doing circle stitches right over this. This whole thing is a circle except for that stitch that we just did. I'm going to bring this through here. And I gotta make sure that's not twisting at all, because that's annoying. And there you go. I'm gonna keep making stitches until you get to this part, till it reaches that part. Okay, so I've got this. And this is an interesting shape. It's like a letter F. But how many stitches do we have here? We've got 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 again. That's funny. But these stitches are a little bit tighter. I don't know if you can tell. But anyways, we're gonna put this together and we're going to seal it off in the end. So you're gonna do the same thing you did with this part here, but this may be a little trickier. I may have to take one of these stitches out, yeah. Because you want them to touch, but you don't want them to smush into each other. You don't have to do a circle stitch with this. You can do a square if you want, but I think I'd better do a circle. And like I said before, you can make the stitch first and then shove the lanyard into it and then tighten it. I like doing it this way. Yeah, so I was totally struggling and decided to do a square stitch instead. So you can see that I finally got it on. It's very loose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a square stitch right on top of that. Because it brings the strands together more. This pulls the strands together more, like I said, and I'm gonna tighten that up. Yeah, I'm actually gonna loosen this up again. And I'm gonna finish this off with super glue. Right, so you see the stitch is a little bit tighter now, and you can see I have a paper towel in the back because I really like this light box and I don't want to damage it if I get the glue on it, because this stuff can drip sometimes. Right, so I have the super glue, and this is the brush on that I told you about. And I'm just gonna brush it on this stitch here. And I really wish this would focus. Hold on. There we go. Just had to zoom in a little. And I'm just gonna brush this on that stitch real quick. And the fun thing about this is that you don't need that much, but I just put as much as I feel like will work. And you're gonna let that air dry for 15 minutes. And I also have the fan on, so I'm guessing that helps too. But you're just gonna let that sit. Right, so this took longer to dry, especially this piece here for some reason, I don't know why. But now I'm ready to cut off the ends. And I have this that I got from a soldering kit. And see, even still, it's not fully dry for some reason. I don't know why it won't. But the rest of it is perfectly fine. And one more. So yeah, you can toss these out, and you can put a key ring or zipper hook, whatever you want, on one of these parts, Probably best to do this end because this is the starting stitch here. But yeah, there you go. There's the fish, if you want it to be a fish, and if you want it to be a ribbon, you stop right here. So yeah, there you go. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.